Good morning, beautiful people. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. How are we doing today? I trust we are well. I trust we are good. And I trust we're taking very good care of ourselves. Guys, I'm leaving to share. I'm not dying. I'm leaving to share an experience with you. It's so profound. And I felt like, okay, let me just share this thing with you today, guys. I mean, it's awesome. I think it's awesome. I think it's intriguing. I think it's amazing. It's great. I'm trying to look for other adjectives to qualify that experience yesterday. Okay, so my dad came over to our house yesterday to say hello to my husband and I. Actually, wanted me to help him do something. So I volunteered to say, okay, let me come over to your house. I said, no, I'll come to your house. Let me even use that time to greet you guys and offer. So he came over to my house, and then, we're talking, and then, later in the evening, we said, okay, let's take a stroll around this area, because I was like, oh, I've lived in this area before. Because when the few times he's come to our house, he usually takes a particular route, right? So it was like, oh, I think so when he came yesterday, was like, this other side of this area looks familiar. I think I would like to take a stroll later in the evening. So we decided to take a stroll, and I was like, yeah, I thought as well that he used to live on the opposite side where we now live. So he took us to their first house when they newly got to the United Kingdom. I mean, the first house himself and my mom lived. And he was showing us the area. He was like, oh, this place we used to go and do this. It was showing us different, things that they used to do when they were still living in that house. And, as we walked back home, I was just thinking about it. And, I was thinking about that experience. You would never have known that years. I mean, this is years down the line. My parents have been in the United Kingdom for over 18 years. He would never have known that over 18 years or even more than that down the line, he would have his daughter live on the opposite side of that area. So when he left, and that experience just did not leave my mind. That then I thought about it. What if my dad was a very terrible man in that area? What if he had hurt people? What if he had hurt families? What if he had hurt children? What if he had, what if he was that kind of father who sleeps with anything in his skirt? What if he was chasing after small girls and sleeping with them? What if he was doing one bad thing? What if he was notorious, or he was known for one terrible thing? Years down the line, his daughter would have been living in that area. Somehow, the way he found out yesterday, somehow the truth would have been opened, that, oh, that's the daughter. Do you remember that man 18 years ago used to, that's his daughter? And maybe somebody would have just come to revenge on me or do something terrible to me, like, oh, that's what your father did to somebody 10 years ago, 18 years ago. So you need to feel that as well. And then I thought about my generation. I thought about the parents that we have now. I thought about me as a mother. I thought about my husband as a father. And then I'm thinking about the things that we're doing now. I'm thinking about words that we're saying on the internet, on social media, what we're doing right now, what you're doing on your street, what you're doing at your workplace, what you're doing in church, what you're doing anywhere. And I'm thinking of the next 10 years. I'm thinking of the next 20 years, because you don't even know tomorrow. My dad would never have thought in his wildest dream that his daughter is going to be living on the opposite side of the first place he lived when he was in United Kingdom. When he first came to United Kingdom, he was like, that was the house he landed in over 18 years ago. And that's the opposite side is where I am living right now. And then I'm thinking to myself, what am I doing right now that would affect my children years to come? Because I don't know if this area I'm living, my child might probably be staying, right? I don't know if that person I'm about to help right now is my to-be in-law for my daughter or for my son. I don't know if that person I'm about to say something nasty to, I'm about to give a piece of my mind, I'm about to, slay with the words of my mouth, is going to give birth to a son that's going to marry my daughter. Or he's going to give birth to a daughter that's going to marry my son. And then my son is going to bring a wife, God forbid. And then you're going to say, where are you from? Oh, is the man? Oh, man, what? God forbid. So I am sharing this experience to let us know that you don't know what's going to happen in the next 5 years. You don't know what's going to happen in the next 20 years. You don't know what's going to happen in the next 30 years. So every of our actions that we take today or that we do today have consequences. So whatever it is you're doing, checkmate it well, because you don't know the next 10 years. You don't know the next 15 years. If your daughter, if your son, if your grandchild, for goodness sake, it's like life just revolves. You know, I'm just sharing this experience. Let us know if I see. There's not like a shegbe, you know, that you do it and so be it. No, there are some actions like that. Well, I won't say there's nothing like that, but it's not all actions that are shegbe. Some come back to bite us in our face, not in our face, right? I know the thing is that sometimes it's the next generation that bears the consequences. Sometimes we are not the one that even bear the consequences. The same way we are sowing good seeds right now, it's possible you might not even be the one to get the harvest. It might be your children. It might be your grandchildren. It might be your great-great-grandchildren. Have you not heard of people who say, oh, your great-great-grandfather helped my grandfather, you know? So I'm saying whatever you're doing, check it well, because you don't know what's going to happen in the next 10, 20, 30, 40, 18 years to come. I hope this blessed you. All right, so tomorrow we'll pick it up from growing up spiritually. I just needed to share that experience. I mean, it was just in my face, and I wanted to share with all of us. Bye, lovely.